Hey guys, and welcome to my newest Let's Play. We're playing Europa Universalis 4, and as you've probably seen in the thumbnail and the title, we are going to be playing as the Kingdom of Naples. And before we start, I'm just going to say, we're playing with the three major expansions, being Res Publica, Wealth of Nations, as well as Paradise Found, or Conquest of Paradise, excuse me. And I'm also playing with one mod, which is the Graphical Map Improvements mod. As you can see, it just changes how the map is displayed. Does not affect gameplay at all. So Naples is an interesting choice because they start under a personal union with Aragon, and this loading screen is taking longer than usual. I don't know why. But anyway, we start under a personal union with Aragon, which is quite interesting. So one of the first orders of business, or the first major goal, I guess you could say, is to break this personal union with Aragon, because you're quite restricted. While you're in the personal union, you can't offer an alliance. You really can't do too much all on your own. You can't make a declaration of war. We need to break free. The only country we can declare war on is Aragon. So we need to declare independence from Aragon. As it stands right now, we're just simply too weak to do it by ourselves, unless we did something really smart, but honestly, the terrain is not in our advantage. Somebody with a larger navy and larger forces like Aragon can easily crush us. There's no mountains we can go hide in and bait them into. So we're going to have to use diplomacy, or we're going to have to wait for the perfect timing. Our force limit is only 9 and 15. I could probably tell you that Aragon is much larger. You know what? Let's go ahead and check in the ledger. Aragon, which is right here on the first page, they have a force limit of 21 for their military and 15,000 troops right now. Go to their navy. Aragon has a force limit of 34, so they're more than doubled me in each category, close to triple really, so I really can't take them by myself. So I have two options for this War of Independence. Is option 1 to wait around for a war to happen, so Aragon fighting somebody else, and then me declaring independence while their troops are busy. Say they go fight somebody in Africa, they just land all their troops in Morocco or Algiers or wherever it is, far enough away from me that I say, okay, time to declare war. Their troops are busy. Let's very quickly get this war score going, get positive war score, take both provinces in Sicily before they even realize what's going on, and try to just defend from there. I could do that, or option 2 is try to get another country on my side. Now, I played one game before this, right before I recorded this, just a sort of test game to test out a strategy and just figure out how I'm going to do this, and I figured out that allying with Castile is a pretty good idea. If you can get Castile in this war with you against Aragon, it's great. Because Castile is the more powerful half of Spain. It always ends up winning out and conquering Aragon. I don't think I've ever seen a game where the AI was both halves of Spain and Aragon came out on top. Castile is simply the more powerful half of Spain, and if you can ally with them, that would help quite a bit. We can't form an alliance right now, but what we can do is get them to like us a lot. Get this little box to turn green, ally with them, and then call them to arms into the war. We could do that. As for other nations I want to ally with, a couple of options. Venice is a strong ally in Italy because they don't control any provinces that I would want right away, i.e. the provinces that form the Kingdom of Italy. One of my goals with this series is to form said kingdom, and to do that you need to control 5 provinces in Italy and have admin tech level 10. You need 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4, Siena, Rome, Ancona, and Florence. You also need Lombardy all the way up here. 2 big powers in Italy that don't have these provinces are Venice and Savoy. Venice is the more powerful of the two. They are a bit upset with me right now, so I can probably just go to try to ally with both of these guys. I'm going to try Venice first, simply because they have such a big naval power, and I'm sticking out on the edge of a peninsula. I also have some cores. That's not me. I also have some cores here in Sicily, so I'm sticking out even further, really. I also have a core in Epirus, which is something I didn't know until that last game. So I have a core against the Ottomans, but it expires in only 50 years. It does not expire in 1494, whereas these cores, they should last a lot longer. Oh yes, I'm not going to lose the core because Aragon's in control of them. Usually cores last 150 years, so this one only has 50 years left on it. Or I believe it is. It might have been changed in a recent version of the game. Perhaps it is. Yeah, 1594. It's 100 years, 150 years from now, yeah. Okay. So if I don't declare war on the Ottomans in the next 50 years, I'll lose this core. So that's something to keep in mind, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to be expanding this direction. Most of my expansion is going to be focused northward to form the nation of Italy, like I said before. So let's try to take a mission. 2 missions. We could improve our prestige or our relations with Aragon. Now here's my thoughts with this. Improving our relations with Aragon, I don't want to do that. I think it's a waste of a diplomat. Yes, I could have him sit there in Aragon for 3 years and just grind them up and get like improved relations plus 100. I could do that. But for 3 prestige, it's not worth it. Improve our prestige. Now here's another problem. I have no way to improve my prestige. A free stability is always amazing. It's always a great thing to have, but I don't think I can get this prestige until the war starts. So for now, I'm not going to select a mission, nor am I going to select a mission and cancel it, because I think this mission might eventually be useful, and they might just refresh themselves in a few months and give me something that's more interesting anyway. I can also hire a military leader. I'm not going to do that right now. Truce is going to expire with Aragon. So if I declare war right now, I'm breaking a truce, so I'm going to lose -5 stability, which is not cool. So I do need to wait at least 3 years. I can't just rush this war right now before Aragon can really build up their army. I'm going to have to wait for the right moment to strike. I can also hire some advisors, but honestly, I don't think I'm making the profit to do that right now. And I also want to get some more military built. I want to get right up at my force limit of 9. So what's my army comp? I have 5 and 1. So I guess we can build 1 more knight. 2 more infantry. Should be good. We have a fleet. Now let's get our trade set up. That's the next order of business. So we exist mostly in the Venice trade node, which has trade flowing into it from Vienna as well as from down here in Alexandria and in Constantinople. So we should collect from this trade. There's nowhere to transfer it to. It is our home node. We do have Naples. It's our main port and our capital. We could move our main port somewhere else. I could move it perhaps down here. I don't have 300 diplo power though, unfortunately. Move it into Tunis. So half of my country is in the Tunis, or 1/3 of it. If I conquer my cores down here, it would be half of my country. I do have a presence here, but only a small one. And this is what I did in my last game, and I'm going to do it here again. I'm going to recall this merchant and move him to Alexandria and transfer the trade power there, because as you can see, trade power flows right into Venice rather than collecting from trade here, which I have, where I have like next to no trade power. Here I have 11%. I'm more than happy to collect from trade over here. Or perhaps I should transfer in from a place like Constantinople, but I have 0 presence there. I also have a very limited presence down here. Not sure if I have anything right now. Okay, I have 0.03. That's my presence right there. But if I send forward my 2 trade ships, it should help quite a bit. It should, well, let's see, actually, I forgot to read the tooltip. It will increase our trade value to 0.28, so it's an increase of 1/4 of a ducat. So that should help quite a bit. That should take us from, like, 3rd to the bottom to, like, in the top 10 easily. If not the top 5, probably. Because it falls off quickly after the Mamluks. Yeah, most of these people do not have very much trade power. Have we started going up? I'll give it a little bit, and I'll run the simulation later. Let's see, is there anything else I need to get in order? I don't think so. Our prestige sucks. Our legitimacy is good, but we are in a personal union with Aragon. I have a good leader, though. I'm making a good amount of power from that leader, too. So I'm not going to be in any way constrained by these power points for a while. It's not like I have a sucky leader that has a 0 in one of the categories. So I think from now... Oh, I forgot my second diplomat, right? I'm going to send him to Venice. Hopefully change this from hostile to something else. So I think Venice would be good to pull into the war. Maybe France as well. Let's try with Naples first, though. I think they'll make a better ally than France, honestly. Because if I ally with Castile, which is a priority over France, France might start hating me, because they probably were rivaled. Let's go check that, actually. Enemies, Castile, there we go. You rivaled France. So, I can really only be allies with one of them, unfortunately. So let's kick up the sim speed a bit. We can probably cruise at like sim speed 4 or 5 without any problems for now. I'm not going to be getting any points for a while because I am a bit far behind. We're the lesser partner in a union. We only have 5 provinces. They're not the worst provinces. Naples is pretty good. It has 9 base tax. These other ones, they're pretty junky. They're like an average of 3 base tax. This one's 5. Abruzzi's not bad. These are all 2s and 3s. So not the most ideal. Not horrible, though. Alright, so our military is mostly done. So this is our force limit right here. This is going to be our entire army to go into this war. And also I have those pop-ups enabled if you saw. Like, let's do that again. If I move an army to another province, it gives me a pop-up as soon as they arrive. If you don't know how to do that, it was in... You just hit escape, good message settings. And then in here, because I didn't learn this until recently, actually, you can see everything that you can get messaged from or messaged about in the game, and you can tell it what to do on the message. You can say, display it as a pop-up, displays a message icon, pause the game, tell the game to do whatever. So I can even have the game automatically pause every time an army arrives somewhere, rather than just giving that pop-up, but that's annoying. I do that because sometimes I just forget about armies, especially if I just have a conquistador wandering around in the New World exploring. I will forget about him sometimes. That message helps me remember occasionally. Okay, so there is going to be quite a bit of simulating, quite a bit of waiting around, honestly. I could also build up a navy. Building up some more galleys is not a horrible idea, though we are only 3 away from our force limits, which sucks. But let's just go ahead and build some more galleys. We're even out of money already. So our economy's not the best. I mean, we're not in the negatives by any means, but still, we're not even making 2 per month. That's not good. And we do need to take on Aragon, which is why I said we need to be sure that we can get an alliance, or be sure that Aragon's army is too busy to deal with us. So pretty much we just need to play the waiting game now. Let's go up to sim speed 5. So this is probably the only time in this game that we're going to have to play the waiting game for a very long time, i.e. more than a year. Or more than a few years. Unless I go absolutely crazy with aggressive expansion, which is my goal not to, essentially. You gotta watch yourself and hope you don't get coalitions, because if I do get coalitions, that's another time where you play the waiting game for the aggressive expansion to go away. But part of this game is trying to avoid the aggressive expansion while still getting what you want. So we are building that next galley. We're going to have a total of 8 galleys, 5 transports, and 2 light ships when this is all said and done, compared to Aragon's a lot more than that. Let's pause the game. They have 6 ships wandering around here. Just 6 trade ships just wandering around. 5 galleys. They have 17 more right here. This fleet and this army is equivalent to what I have, and they just have it in Sicily. And then they have more over here. It's not really something. So I'm fighting a lopsided war for independence, but if I do it right, it's not too hard, really. Alright, so it's just going to be a bit more waiting. Okay, forward to glory. We got the last jousting tournament, so we can either lose some prestige, or pay a little bit of money, lose a little bit of admin power, and get a whole bunch of army tradition, prestige, and some army morale for 20 years of army morale, and 20 years of army tradition, and 20 years of prestige. That's awesome, actually. It's more than I thought it was. I'll take that any day. That 10% morale should help a bit against Aragon, but honestly, I'm going to try to avoid direct military conflict with Aragon. If I play this war right, I really shouldn't even have to fight a battle, and if I do, it'll be a lopsided battle defending my capital. Hopefully. Because my strategy, the only 2 provinces I'm going to attack are Messina and Palermo. Siege those, get the ticking war score from my capital. Put that together, that's like almost 50% war score. Plus a couple of battles, maybe some blockades on a place like Malta or Sardinia, but the Aragonese fleet is quite large. If I can somehow get a blockade going, that would be if I got Venice on my side. It's even more war score. I can get 50 war score out of this war, and if I get that 50 war score, and I have a nation like Castile on my side that's beating on Aragon, then I could probably get both of my cores back in this peace deal. Or maybe I do want to keep one out. I can take 1 core, leave 1 for another war, so I have a free CB against Aragon. Alright, so we can lose some spy defense, or admin power. Let's just lose the spy defense for now. It's pretty early in the game, and honestly, I don't care. Nobody's going to be fabricating claims on me while I'm a subject under Aragon. And even if they do, I don't have to worry because I'm going to have Aragon coming after me. Let's see, they are my over... Oh, yeah, duh. I was wondering what this little icon was because I've almost never... Okay, Aragon declared war on Navarra. Okay, so I was hoping for a war with Aragon, but honestly, this is what I was expecting. They just declared war on a one-province minor. That's not enough to tie them down. I was hoping for a war with France, a war with Africa, something that would absolutely just really take care of them. They just need to devote this one stack to fighting them. That's it. Who's in this war with me? Castile. Oh, we're against Castile. If we're fighting against Castile, now might actually be the time. It's a bit quicker than I anticipated. Oh, what? Oh, because we're at war. That's why you got kicked out. That's why. So if I declare war for independence right now, within a month of starting the last war. Okay, let's wait for a month. I think I can declare independence right now. Yes. I declare independence. Oh, I'm still breaking the truce. How much longer is this truce? When does this end? These little bars next to the truces are broken ever since they changed it to scale from 5 to 15 years depending on war score. And that is a tiny little feature that is driving me mad. Alright. But still, we need to wait until March next year. That's actually only about 6 months. So you know what? We can... Ooh, wow, look at this chaos. All tiny little 1 and 2 stacks. I've never seen so many stacks, actually. That's a lot of things to be seeing. Alright, Burgundy entered a military alliance with Castile. Alright. So, and it's also an interesting thing to see how Burgundy ends up in this game. Will they survive, or will the Burgundian succession become a thing? I really hope they survive, because Burgundian succession only means an even bigger and blobbier France, which is never a good thing. More powerful France is never a good thing. So I think we have until March until we can declare independence. Or, I mean, we have to wait until March. Okay, so not even 2 more months. So I think I'm going to do it. Aragon's busy. They're busy fighting Spain. Do they still have troops here? Oh, there's 1 troop. Okay. Actually, let's move my army near the border. Now the question is, am I brave enough to put a blockade right here next to Messina? Because my navy will get pounded on by the Aragonese navy if they choose to. The question is, do they choose to? Or do they prioritize fighting Castile is the question. Alright, let's slow down the sim speed because I keep spamming the pause button. Let's wait until the 3rd of March. I would like to get this war going as soon as possible. Or maybe I should wait until... Well, let's evaluate. Is Aragon winning or losing? Hard to tell, but we do have a positive war score. So they have won the most battles. They do have the most blockades. They're winning, but they're tied down, essentially. So I was kind of hoping they were losing. And if they were losing the war in Iberia, then I would be more than happy to declare independence right away. Let's kind of watch them, see what they do with their main army stack. They got 2 other stacks here. They have 1 stack here. I'm probably just going to rush for this 1 stack. Oh, I forgot to get a general. Alright, so I'm a lesser part of a union, so I can't make my ruler a general right now, but I suppose I can immediately after independence. But let's just go for... Well, actually, am I close to getting the next military tech? 598. I'm not that close. It won't be here by the time the war is over. I think I'll benefit more from having multiple generals to pick from. So, ooh, that's a pretty good one. Let's see if we can get one with siege, though, that we can leave in Sicily, because I do want to just detach 4 infantry down here and leave the other 5 behind on the mainland to defend against minor attacks. Okay, so we got another pretty good one. These are 2 pretty good. 2 maneuvers, nice, makes us move fast, gives us better terrain. This guy's slightly better, Giovanni, so I'll just equip him. We didn't get the siege I liked, but we can also make our ruler a general as soon as we declare independence. I do see 1 siege going on in this whole war, and that is in favor of Castile, not Aragon. Interesting. And my question is, if I declare independence, I think I am kicked out of this war. In the test game I played, I actually never had to declare independence. I got lucky, and the King of Aragon died, and I was suddenly free. And when the King of Aragon died, it happened to be in the middle of a war. I think they were fighting Morocco. And the King of Aragon died, And I was just released, but I was stuck in the war. I was still in the war just because I had been there previously. I'm wondering if I'm still going to be at war with Castile, because if not, then I definitely want to try to ally with them. I'll get an enemy of enemy little boost in there, I think. It's an X right now. But the thing that I really would like is for this not to be neutral with more improved relations, which it's not going to be, and I can't improve it any higher whilst we're at war. Yeah. Alright, we're going to have to go for it right now. We are going to declare independence. We are allied with Hungary, Portugal, and Urbino. Okay, so this little 4-stack from Urbino, that's what these last 5 armies are going to be. Honestly, I could also build some mercenaries. Or maybe 1 extra infantry. Just to throw me over my force limit immediately. But it might help me in the long run. Let's do that. Let's build 2 more infantry. Uses all my money. It's going to throw me over my force limit by 2. I might have to take out a loan in this war. So I'm going to get thrown over my force limit. Okay, so this is how the war is going to go. We're going to stack these guys all together to make an 11 stack. Or no. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're going to put one of the... We're going to split off a 4-stack from here. Let's do this right now. No, that's not the button. Split off 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Select this unit. Put the weaker general in charge of them. These 4 are going to cross the Straits of Messina and go to Sicily. My fear is that Aragon is going to blockade the straits over here. And if I stick my whole fleet into Sicily, or my whole army in Sicily, there will be no way of me jumping back to the mainland, and they could just wreak havoc and walk all over me, essentially. So let's let these guys build. Wait until June, just another month. Let's kick up the sim speed again. Hopefully Venice likes me enough to... Ooh. Ask to support independence. They would say yes. They would not say, because we're at war, that's why. But Venice can definitely support my independence. So I'm going to click that button once my army is ready. Well, actually, let's just take this bigger army, the 5-stack. The one that I'm keeping behind. And we'll just move it here. Alright. So let's move these guys to Naples, actually. So these 4 should be enough. More than a match for this one here. He doesn't even have a general. There is a river crossing here, but we're fine. Alright. Group these guys together. I'm going to move them to Abruzzi as well, because the Urbanese army is just going to come at me right away, and I want to be able to combat them. Now, Urbino, it's mostly flat land, mostly grasslands. There's only a 6% chance that we land in unfavorable terrain, actually, and considering I have a general and he doesn't, and my general has 2 maneuver, that's not going to happen. So definitely a war, definitely fighting against Urbino, or, fighting against Urbino, I can do it easily. Let's see. Let's try to see if that... Ooh, game's freaking out. Hold on a second. Okay, so I just learned that pressing Alt-Tab, or Alt-Tabbing while recording is something that my computer does not appreciate when I play EU4. In any other game, it's fine with it. Not a problem with the EU4, I guess just a little thing with my computer that while frapsing... Frapsing is obviously a proper verb, but while using fraps... Am I building my infantry yet? No. Okay, we decided to do that. Last one. We're just going to have to recover. We went back. I think we were in like June or July, so we're actually not that far behind. We're auto-saving every year, so... Alright, so I got 2 new rulers that you just saw me pop. So this guy's actually slightly better than the one we had. This is the exact same stats as the weaker guy that we had. So I guess I'm happy, because the last guy was a 1-2. I had a 1-2-2 and a 1-1-2 last time. So we have a slight upgrade, so that's nice. So let's split up this army like I did. Split off the 4 regiments that we're going to use to siege. And hopefully these regiments are not attacked amphibiously. We're going to take these 5 and move them back to Abruzzi. And then these 2 guys are also going to go to Abruzzi. I don't think we did anything else of significance, other than we figured out that Venice would support our independence. Would France? We didn't try all these countries. France would not. Excuse me. France would not. Pope will not. I'm just going to try to figure out in every country I'm near. Well, those guys are at war. France would not. Pope will not. How about Genoa? They don't like me enough, essentially. Oh, they like Aragon too much. Oh, so you guys don't like Aragon. Rivalry. Ah! Who else are you rivaled with, Aragon? Venice, Castile, England, France. France didn't help me. We're too far, probably. England's at war, minus 177. Yeah, that's why. Oh, that's why France and England won't help me. 100 Years' War. Alright, so we went back just a little bit. I think we're at the same point that we were last time. Alright, just a little setback, but we didn't lose anything. We're losing money because we're slightly over our force limit, but that's fine. We're going to have to take a loan to go into this war, unfortunately. Accumulate money. Oh, so we did get new missions, but I don't like either of these because we're about to go to war with Urbino because they are allied with Aragon. They're also allied with Hungary, I believe, if we declare war. Hungary, Portugal, and Urbino. Okay, so Portugal is allied with Aragon, like in my last game. So Castile might get smashed. Actually, they're already fighting, right? Because isn't Portugal in this war? Oh, no, they're not. Okay. Oh, yeah, they are. They're already on Aragon's side. Alright, so that's just another war. So, let's do it. Let's declare independence. So that's my goal for this episode, to finish this War of Independence. If it ends up being really long, because we're already at like 25 minutes plus. If it ends up being really long, then I'll cut it. I'll put in a cut. So, okay. Just look at my clock. If we get to 9 o'clock and we're not done yet, then I'm going to put in a cut, because that's like 40 minutes. That's a bit long. Alright, so defend capital. Actually, I forgot Venice. Venice, please defend me. Thank you. Alright, so Venice is going to support us in independence. Who else was Aragon rivaled with? Or didn't like them? It was England, Castile. Yeah, we went to all these people already. And they're just not going to support us. Yeah, especially while we are at war with each other. If we weren't at war, actually, 172. If you take the 172 away, we're actually not that far off. Oh, we're not that far off at all. So, ooh, wackiness. Alright, so we're going to go declare war on Aragon. Hopefully when this lag spike goes away. Maybe. Declare war. Oh, I have no diplomats to send. That was a weird lag spike. Hold on, I'm going to pause recording. Okay, that fixed it. Alright, so we are going to declare war. Venice will most likely accept. It says chance 0%, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I don't think it's actually 0%. They're going to accept, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we're going to declare war on Aragon. Personal union ended. Black news indeed. Stability drop. We got a 414 leader. Pretty decent. Venice is in our military alliance, so that's awesome. So it's us, Corfu, Naxos, and Venice against Aragon as it stands. They'll probably call Portugal, Urbino, and Hungary into the war. I'm ready for Urbino. This is some free war score here. And also, I'm going to treat Sardinia as some extra war score that I can get. Alright, so let's go ahead. Ooh, their morale is down. Or maybe they just got a policy that boosted their morale. But either way, it's not full. Okay, so our army is in Messina. Usually I would detach a siege right now. Oh, lagginess is back. Anyway, I'm just going to deal with it. Usually I would detach a siege right now. But, oh wow, this is actually pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to restart my game. Okay, I restarted my game, and this is just one thing that I didn't realize I had checked. I have random new world checked. I did not realize that. I usually don't play with that, just because I like EU4 for its historical accuracy, so I prefer to have the regular new world. But honestly, having the random new world could add a good amount of flavor to the game. And ooh, that's loud, I think. Let's fix the sound, shall we? Master volume, take it down a bit. Ply? Yeah, that's much better. Okay. I just hear that in my ears. That was way too loud. Ooh, we're on SimSpeed 5 still. Okay, so we crushed the Urbinans, like I predicted. Venice is putting up a blockade for us, which is awesome. Now, let's see if Castile wants an alliance. No. It's because we're at war. We're getting the minus 30, and they're still neutral. If we had some more time to improve this above 100, I think we would be fine. Now it sounds like my sound effects are way too low. Hold on. Let's take the... Actually, that would increase everything. You know what? Never mind. It should be fine. Alright, and we're also fighting these guys. It was 4v1. We have the general. They don't. We just happened to roll 1, which is why they weren't annihilated that quickly. Oh, look at that. Shattered retreat. So we get some even more war score for defeating them again right now. Insta-wipe, pretty much. So let's go ahead. Let's keep the general in Messina. and move these guys over here. So we don't have enough guys to siege Messina right now. But actually, let's improve our relations with Castile. Just reminded me. So let's go ahead. Button. Improve relations over here. Venice, we have the alliance, which is good. Now I'm thinking, who else should we ally with? France, perhaps? Declared war on an enemy. Ooh. We try France, or perhaps some of the other nations that I mentioned. We try Savoy as well. Let's try France. Because, you know, it's always good to keep on good relations with France just because they are, you know, France. The big blue blob, they destroy things. They're destroying England in the 100 Years' War. Well, you know, it's kind of designed that way, that England loses, just like in real life. We're going to take another loan, I assume. Well, we just did. I just saw our money go up. It was a small loan. I didn't get a pop-up for that like I usually do. That's weird. Okay, so we don't have enough guys to siege over here, actually, but we definitely... Oh, we don't have here either. Just the attrition hitting us. Let's increase the sim speed to 4. When these guys get reinforced, they should have enough. This guy will have enough this month. This guy still needs to wait a little bit. Let's detach one guy here, actually. Select the army. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, I keep hitting that button, thinking it's this button for whatever reason. Alright, let's just take this one, move him to Messina. Hopefully Aragon doesn't blockade the streets over here. But we have Venice on our side, thankfully, so they help quite a bit with the navy. Even though the majority of the navy's up here, this is providing the blockade on Ancona, which I appreciate. Because, you know, it helps out with the siege. It gives us 2 siege modifiers in our favor. Well, it doesn't give them in our favor. It takes away the ones against us. Oh, and look at that. We broke their walls already. That's good. That's good luck. Breaking the walls while you're... I think we were at like minus 49 before. That's just good luck. So I think this war... I don't see Aragon coming at all, which is interesting. But I think a good amount of this war is going to be played on SimSpeed 5. So we're getting a ticking war score every month. Oh, the enemy. That's the enemy's infantry fluctuating. I was like, why is my infantry fluctuating? That's not me. Alright, so every month we get a ticking war score. We get 0.4 war score for controlling Naples. And we have like plus 2-ish war score from battles, and blockades are giving us a bit under 1. And somebody lost the Battle of Lica. I'm going to assume that's Venice. Up, there's Venice again. Battle of Lica V2. So yeah, Venice might lose a few battles, but they're going to help me more than they're going to hurt. Yeah. Ooh, we lost 2 war score from that. Where'd the blockade go? Venice. Okay, blockade, they're back. But the blockade is nice. It does help me finish the siege. And when the siege is done, perhaps I could use them to help out here, but we don't have siege on the leader. It actually wouldn't help at all. We have no siege and no cannons yet at this point in the game. So it wouldn't help at all. When we take Ancona, why do we have such a negative war score? Blockade of Naples by Aragon. And Venice moved their blockades. Venice. Oh, Venice is going to go fight Aragon. Oh, okay. So if Venice goes to fight Aragon, I'm going to help. What's their navy leader like? Actually, I don't think I could see. I'm going to assume they have a leader. So if they go to attack them in Naples, are they going to do that? Arriving in the Malta Channel. No, I think they're going to go blockade. Okay, but if I see Venice attacking the Bay of Napoli, I'm going to shoot out my fleet, because that's 13 more reinforcements. We're actually not that badly outnumbered. Okay, and there goes the blockade. Blockade just got lifted. Or Aragon's blockade on my capital just got lifted. So that helps quite a bit with the war score. And not having the music on, it's doing something with my brain. I usually, well, always pretty much, play this game with the music on, and I'm just used to it. So, like, I stop talking for a second, and it's completely silent, and I'm just like, what's going on? My game's broke. It's not broke. Ooh, so SimSpeed 5 will probably do. Ooh. Okay, here's a event. We can lose stability? Ooh, losing morale is not a cool thing. For 20 years, minus 10% morale, I can't do that. Oh, but we're so low in stability. I'm going to boost that up. I'm going to use all of our admin power to get us back up to 0. Okay, so we're back up to 0. Because stability does wonders for you when you're positive. And it does really bad things to you when you're negative. When you're positive, every stability up, I think that's like 10% extra tracks, extra trade, -1 revolt risk. It's a bunch of awesome things. So I usually like to keep my empire at +2 stability, or +3 if possible. Just so that a random event doesn't get me down to 0. Because the benefits are just so awesome. Alright, so we sieged Ancona. That's probably not too much war score. But what I can do is sue for peace with Urbino. Now let's see. We're improving relations with Castile. We're not going to get an alliance now. being at war, which is just not going to happen. So let's bring this guy home and see if we can get the separate peace. Oh, look at that. I want annexation, or maybe even a puppet state. By puppet state, I meant, where is it? Vassal. Is that not here? Interesting. It's not here. Alright, that's interesting. But we could go ahead and full annex. And like I said before, this is one of the provinces in Italy required for the Italian nation. So, and I'm not going to plan on getting too much aggressive expansion from this war. I might take Messina and Palermo, and to be entirely honest, that's only +2 war score in my favor. And if we look at this, relative strength of alliances, ooh, that's +2 in my favor. Interesting. I thought it would be against me. Okay, so I have a slight relative strength in my favor. So, if I peace out with these guys, that number is actually going to get a bit bigger. So let's go ahead. Full annex. It's only 9 aggressive expansion. So that makes Papal State... Oh, all the guys in Italy are getting -20, which sucks. But other than that, all the big empires, like the nearest big empire, Hungary is -14. And Austria as well. It's kind of a lot. But I can take it, because I don't plan on getting too much more for a while. Alright, so if we go to the Papal State, I got -19. It's going to take a while to bleed away. But honestly, we're fine. Alright. Let's go ahead. Prove our prestige. I think we could do that in this war. I don't think so, actually. Let's leave these vacant. We're not going to conquer Florence right now, anyway. It's a bit too ambitious, I would say. Alright, so let's take these guys and stick them in Naples. None of my provinces are really mountainy. Let's go to the terrain map node. Like, this is mostly flat terrain. There's a good amount of hills, a good amount of woods in all of these places. Like, this is 20%, closer to 25 woods. It's not too much. Luciana actually has quite a bit of forest and woods. So we could camp out there if we want to be super secure and make sure that we have the absolute best odds at fighting in favorable terrain. And also, maneuver of 2 is going to help. Alright, so, ooh, Siege of Palermo is over, so we're going to move these guys back to Luciana. And also, Aragon's blockading Palermo, but they're not blocking the streets, so I can walk back over. If Aragon had their fleet here or here instead, I wouldn't be able to walk right over like that. So thankfully, I got all my army back. I should actually split off that extra guy that I put on right now, because we don't need him, and send him back while we're not being blocked. Alright, you arrived. Let's just combine you together. So we have 3% war score. It's going to keep going up. We have so many battles against me on Venice's side. Alright, first army arrived safely. That's nice. So we got a little bit of war score from that occupation. Actually, not that much. Only like, I don't know, 3.3. It's not terrible. But this is a great province. 8 base tax. It's great. Messina also has a very high base tax. 6. So if I integrate these two into my empire, they actually become the 2 highest base tax provinces I have after my capital, which is a 10. Like I said before, my provinces are kind of junky, other than my capital. Okay. Here's a decision. So we can get Reform Desire Prestige. Pope's going to hate us. Aragon's going to hate us. Tuscany's going to hate us. Pope's going to hate us even more. Do you see that? It says -60, -100 on 2 different lines. Strain of it appeals. I get less revolt risk and less stability and more prestige, but I lose Diplo rep and yearly papal influence. Honestly, I don't think that's worth it right now. I'll have to think about that a bit more. But I eventually do need to conquer Rome, so antagonizing the Papal State is something that I will probably have to do unless I can Diplo vassalize them. But I don't. They're too big compared to me. We have a -86. They're hostile towards me already. They want all my provinces. I don't think Diplo annex is going to happen. It's probably going to happen during war. So whenever I decide that the Papal State has to go, I'm going to select that. But for now, I like having the Papal influence. And I will spend that once I accumulate a lot of it. Oh, and England's in control of the Curia. Oh, another funny thing. In the test game I did, right before this, Tyrone was the first Curia controller in the game. And they stayed like that for the entirety of me playing. I had never seen Tyrone like that. Oh, and look at that. They're in Napoli. They're going to try to block me moving to the Straits. Yeah, they did. They saw I was moving, so they moved to the Straits. Okay, so I have 2 armies isolated here at Messina. Not the worst thing. I can actually destroy them because they're bringing me over my force limit. But actually, since I annexed Ancona, I think that helped. Oh, look at that. We're right at our force limit. So that boosted us up by +2. It's a 5 base tax province. You know what? We got to step in Ancona, not in Luciano. Screw being defensive. We need to help with this revolt risk. It's at 14%. Just putting my military there drops it down to 12. They'll fight the rebels as soon as they spawn, so it's easier to kill. One mission, improve our prestige. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Alright, Poland. Nothing that I really would want to do with over here in disputed succession. But anyway, that was not the time. We're fighting Aragon. So I think we're just going to keep going for a bit on max sim speed. This episode's going to starting to get a bit long, but I think the war is near its end. Like, we got Messina. You got one ship there. I'm really tempted. Oh, Portugal's navy's there. I was really tempted for a second to try to attack that one ship. Maybe Venice can do it. Where are you, Venice? And where's you? Ooh, that's a bad thing. Aragon is occupying Venice. Venice, I would be happy if you pieced out right now. Alright. So length of the war, relative strength of alliance is -3 against me, unfortunately, at this point, because Venice was weakened. But war exhaustion is +7 in my favor. And keep in mind, I do have the ticking war score. I'm just going to let the game run on sim speed 5. I'm going to see how their war... Oh, they pieced out with Castile. Interesting. We offer an alliance? Nope. Naples at war, -2015. Oh, well, that's a bit of an arbitrary large number, wouldn't you say? I don't know where they got that one from. Alright, so this is going to be a good amount of running at sim speed 5 to try to just drive up this war score. The blockade over here is gone, actually. Oh, look at that, the Papal State. I'm not at war with them, am I? No, just Hungary and Portugal. If Venice pieced out, it would actually help my war score quite a bit. I'm only at 2%. What's bringing me down? Blockade of my capital, and what else? Istria is occupied by Hungary. Ooh, Hungary. I might even be able to do a separate peace with Hungary. Perhaps give them, offer a province like Istria to them. What do you want? Yeah, no. Alright, so now we're going to run on sim speed 5 quite a bit. I do want to... Ooh, got a core. Forgot about that. Core Urbino. We do not have a core. I keep calling it Urbino. It's Ancona now. Alright, so I do want to hopefully get at least half of Sicily from this war. I want to get at least Messina. If I can get Palermo as well, that would be amazing. So we're still at a loss. I think it's getting better. Their war exhaustion's up to +7. Military strength keeps going down as a... Oh no. That's bad. The military strength is going down as a plus. I'm making gains. +1. Woohoo! I really aren't, but okay. Gain inflation. I don't want to lose stability again. Alright, let's just look at this and see what happens. See how it changes, essentially. That's 20 and 29. 17 and 28. That's kind of worse. Okay, Burgundy is papal controller. Interesting. So Hungary is occupying Venice hard, which is not a good thing. Oh, wow, look at that. Bosnia being beaten up. Occupied by Byzantium, jeez. Alright, so Venice hopefully pieces out separately. If not, I would like to piece out Hungary. If we can get Hungary out of this war, that would be great. Alright, suggest an offer? No, there's nothing that we can do at this point. Fortunately. Alright, recall. Okay, Venice just pieced out with Aragon and the whole alliance, I believe. So that actually helps my war score. It hurts with the relative strength of alliances. Oh, it's at a -30. That hurts a lot, actually. But I think we're going to be successful, ultimately. Offer France an alliance. That's a great thing. How about Castile? I'd rather have them. Alright, Frenchie. We're allies. Can't call you to arms, unfortunately, because the war started a very long time ago. Let's take this royal marriage, though. So I'm allied with France, which is awesome for the future. So I think in this war, I might just peace out even. Like, peace out at a white peace. Maybe even with a concession of defeat. Suggest an offer. We can get away with this by just annulling treaties. Oh, I don't want to annul with France. I just did that. I'll give you more money. Okay. Whatever, but the point is that if I keep going at the max sim speed, there's nothing else that's going to hurt me, essentially, in this war. And I can still tick up by another 8 war score. So I can get me up to 18. The war will... I'll get pluses here from the war being stalled. and I'll get pluses from even more war exhaustion. It was originally +7 not too long ago, and now it's +8 at war exhaustion, so it's going to get better. Relative strength of alliances might get better. If I can peace out Hungary, perhaps. See if we can do this. Alright, so I would have to make very good offers to them. I would have to release Ancona and stop having treaties with Venice. I don't want to do that. So maybe if I get lucky and Hungary happens to lift that blockade, and maybe I could do something. Castile just gave us subsidies. That is awesome. Thank you, Castile. And it helps me out a lot, actually. So that helps me out quite a bit in this war. So hopefully I can do something with that, but honestly I don't know what. Maybe I can build a couple of galleys. If I build a few galleys out here, actually, perhaps I can use them to attack this little Aragonese guy here and get the blockade lifted, because that is a little bit of war score against me. That is actually not much at all. Oh, because it's not blockaded, actually. That's right. Right, so I use that to build a few more galleys. I might have wanted to keep it around for perhaps a peace concession, but I think we can wait peace. Length of war is still at -7, and I think our war score can still go up by 5 more easily. Oh, and we got Umbrian culture embraced. That's very good. That'll lower the revolt risk here. It'll help out in Abruzzi as well, so that's nice. Right, and we can get a tech. Let's go for it. We have the -5% over here. Might as well upgrade our military attack. It can only help with our army. It'll increase our morale, just in case Aragon gets really ballsy and decides that they can actually do a land invasion of me. Oh, we could almost wipe peace out, actually. I think we'll be able to steal Messina, after all, in this war. I think we'll be able to do it. What else can we get from this? They can release Sicily, which would suck. Well, not suck. Oh, grant independence. Oh, white peace wouldn't do anything? We actually have to do that? Oh, that's a new thing in the expansion. Right, because I played the test game I did. I actually did that without the expansions enabled. Not intentionally. I just derped. But yeah, you didn't have to actually get the grant independence part in there. So I actually do need to build up to that, which is going to be difficult. Well, not too difficult, hopefully. Alright, let's see if we can get ourselves an admiral. Get ourselves an admiral. Very good. We can defeat this little navy here easily. Okay, hopefully. Okay, Aragon went to reinforce. Can I get away with this navy? Alright, Aragon went to reinforce, so maybe that was a stupid idea. The blockade is gone. Interesting. Okay, so Aragon went to reinforce. That might have been a dumb thing that I did. Maybe it's not. Oh, I can walk this army back. Alright, so let's move that to Ancona with the rest of my army. Oh, nope, there's Aragon. Oh, look at that, and they lifted the blockade to do that. Alright, so if I am patient, grant independence. Not too hard. So, let's see. What are the negatives? Length of the war. Well, that's going to start working in my favor. War score is going to hopefully start working in my favor. We can get the blockade of Naples off, which is -7 by baiting them. Oh, now they're over here now. That's not good. Ooh. We get to pick fort defense or land force limits. Oh, and that's morale of the armies. Let's do that. And we lost stability, of course, which sucks. But let's go ahead, boost our stability. Alright, this episode's getting really long. Come on, Aragon. Oh, independence. Naples gains independence. Yeah, length of the war. You see how it's ticking up in my favor now? That's good. Relative strength of alliance is still a -25, which is not good. But we're even without this is the thing. Oh, and we also are exceeding the war score. So I need to get more war score from somewhere. And since I don't have another ally, and it's not like I could beat up Hungary, this is not going to happen too realistically. Unless we can just white peace with Hungary. Length of the war is going in my favor. Clear offer suggests. Nope, they won't accept anything. Let's just grant these military accesses really quick. Okay. Foix as well. Alright. So let's let the sim keep running. Are we up to 25? We just hit 25. So the war score is not going to go up anymore, but things like war exhaustion can still work. Oh, see, I got +3 from war stalled at this point. All right, peace offer. See, I remain subject in this peace offer. It wasn't like that when I did it before without the expansion. I don't know. I'm not sure what expansion did that, but I have done this before. Quite some time ago, actually, that I played as Naples. Not in the test game that I did earlier today. Like I said before, I got that, ooh, that army's just gonna die. Yeah, he dead. Okay, I said I was gonna delete him anyway, maybe. Oh, well, ooh, the blockade's gone. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, we were so close. Okay, so we just need to literally let their war exhaustion keep ticking up, and then we can do this. We can do this. And the length of war will keep ticking up. Oh, we're so close. Oh, we did it. Okay, okay, stop. Pause. Here's the new question. How greedy am I? Do I want to take Messina in this war? That's a frickload of stuff to take in this war. That's 45 war score is not going to happen now that I think about it. Like, clear offer, just getting them by itself without getting my independence, I could do that easily. But now that I have to spend 22 war score on that, kind of sucks. Let's get some money. Help repay the loan we took. Or did we take a loan? I can't remember. I think we automatically took a loan. Let's do this. Send the demand. Yay, independence! So we are now an independent nation. Get 0 aggressive expansion from this war. So we still do have a good amount of aggressive expansion. And, oh, only 8 left with the Pope. Okay. It's not bad. And they were the guys affected the most. Alright. Rivals. So, Pope, we're going to rival them. Tuscany, we're going to rival them because Tuscany controls 2 provinces I need. The Pope controls 1. And the last one, let's do Aragon. Because I do want Sicily back. Alright, Aragon, enjoy your rebels down there. And I think that's going to do it for this first episode. It's a long one. It's probably about 45 minutes long. So, hope you guys enjoy the super long episode. For this series, I think I'm going to keep episodes to about 20-25 minutes. I'm going to keep them shorter than usual. I think EU4, it's a game that I can sit down and record a lot of at once. Like, I can record for 3 hours just because, like, the game presents content to you so easily. So, it's just so easy to make video from. So, I'm going to put it up a lot as a result. It's going to go up 3 times a week at least. For now, I think I'm going to make the schedule Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, which is the same schedule Labyrinth is on. So, those 2 series are going to be coming out on the same days for the future. So, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you're going to get Labyrinth, and then EU4. I might make EU4 more frequent. Like, I wanted to make it every other day, but I don't like every other day just because that, it's different days of the week, every other week, and that just annoys me, honestly. I keep looking at my missions. That's for next episode, though. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your feedback on EU4, or if you have any critiques on my gameplay, because I am still quite new to some of the expansions. I'm pretty new to Wealth of Nations still, and Respublica, though Respublica doesn't affect me that much. Wealth of Nations does with the new trade. So if you see me doing something wrong, feel free to go ahead and point that out. I will appreciate gameplay tips, or if you have a suggestion for what I should do next, suggestion for how I should go about uniting Italy, suggestion for how I should go about taking Sicily back, feel free to leave it. This one episode I'm recording as a standalone, but after that, like I said before, I'm probably going to record them in bulk, like 5 to 10 at a time, just because I think this is an easy game to record. Unlike like my Deity Civ, where I always record 1 at a time. So, thank you guys for watching. Leave any sort of feedback that you have on this, because the first episode, let me know that you like... Ooh, my legitimacy is shit. I gotta fix that. Alright, so leave your feedback. Let me know that you love Europa Universalis, or you like this kind of content. Let me know if you want more of this kind of content, more strategy games. So, thank you all for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.